Cool. Okay, so once again, welcome. Thank you all for coming along. And what we are going to do is a little tour of Cookidoo. And I know some of you have probably got tips and hints that you can share as well. Feel free to put them in the chat. Boone can have a look at the chat for me and ask questions or add things. At the end, we will come off. And if you've got anything else you particularly want to ask a question about, then feel free to do so. All right, so Cookidoo is our recipe platform. And this is what we access through the screen of the TM6. I'm going to go through the different tabs and just show you around generally. So this is our front page, and they have just changed this recently in that we used to just get down here. So we can start searching in here, but I'm just going to scroll down the page first. You can see here, we've got 3 tabs now. So we just used to have the one, and there were different things further down on the page. But this is just showing us the latest recipes that are on Cookidoo. These are all from an ice cream collection, and we did have the ice cream collection previously, but they've added some more recipes. So that's why that's showing up. It's a little bit more about how you can have a look and see. I don't know, it hasn't worked for me, but apparently you can see your usage of Cookidoo if you've allowed them to watch you. Little bit here on creating your own recipes, not a lot, but a little bit. The most cooked, here we go, Melbourne cocktails. And if you want to learn a little bit about the blade cover peeler, if you don't have it, you can have a look in here, or you can join our class on Thursday night at 8 o'clock, where Helen is going to actually use the peeler mode. So that's a bit exciting. Bit more on your ice creams down here. Oh, look at this. I haven't seen that. So like a Swiss roll with like a Lamington Swiss roll. And, you know, a few more things down here. We'll just go back up again, and you can now see on this one, this is recipes that they are suggesting for me, because I have my preferences, you know, well, they know that because they're monitoring me, they can see what sort of things I like. So I don't know that I'd make any of those personally, but they're there. Everyday recipes for you. So they've got some ideas for me there. And you can have a look, update your Cookidoo and Thermomix settings to find recipes selected just for you. So you could go in here and just have a bit of a read about that. So, you know, there are definitely ways for them to personalize things a little bit more to you. And we've also got this themes tab. And so they've got Eat Green. You can read a little bit more about that. So just pop you down the bottom there. Oops. The berries, you know, what to use, you know, seasonal fruit, how to use that. Tips for importing recipes. Gifting. We think Christmas is a bit passé, but anyway. But there's lots of different things to look at there. And if you come down here, we're back in the ice cream section. So I just thought I'd point that out because I think that's pretty new. I hadn't noticed that until the other day. Whilst we're on this page too, I'm just going to show you your account. So if you go into your account here, this is where you renew your membership. Actually, this is a good point too. If you renew your Cookidoo membership before the 31st of January, you will get Cookidoo 3.0 for $49. If you renew it after the 31st of January, you will be paying $69. It doesn't matter if you've still got some subscription left. It will just be added onto the end. So that's another little tip for tonight. But the only way you can actually renew your subscription is through the website. So you can have the app on your phone, you can have the app on your iPad, but the only way you can renew is through the website. So you just log in the same way as you do on your app, but it has to be on the cookidoo.com.au website. Also under here, I've got my profile. And this is where you can start, you know, doing a little bit of, you know, selection. So you might go, Steph, you might go the veggie cook. So because you don't want to see some of the, you know, the meat recipes and things like that. Someone who wants to save a lot of time, you can click that one. A chefy cook. So someone like Irene might go chefy cook or a classic cook. I've got them all there because really I like to cook everything. I'm not a chefy cook, but you know, if they throw something in my direction, I'll give it a shot. All right. So we go back to the front page. Now from here, I can start searching. And I might go, all right, I want to look for some budget recipes. So I'm going to go budget. And that's taking me through to recipes here. Now, I have filters in here, which I will remove in a minute, just to show you how to put them back in. But that's why I have 2 of the same recipe, because I'm looking at recipes from Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. So there are some repeats there. But these are budget recipes, and they've, they're obviously ones, I think I've made that one. That was pretty nice. So just if you're looking to save a little bit of money, these are recipes that don't cost too much to make. Okay, I'm going to get out of that. And what I'm just going to do now, before we go into the filters, is just show you that by using this tab, you can also select different things. So if I go to collections, that's going to show me collections of recipes from Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. The reason I choose those countries is because all the recipes in them are in English. So when we go to filters, if you add Singapore and Switzerland and places like that, some of them recipes will be in English, but some will be in French or German, depending on where they are. And I like to use it like this because I tend to know what the collections are, and I know when something new comes on. If it's a collection from a country that's bilingual or has several languages in it, then I don't know what all those collections are. They'll come up with French collections and all sorts. So that's why I just keep it to these, but you can just have English as your language, and then you'll see other ones as well. This is the Beat the Heat one that they're actually recommending on the front page there, but then ice creams. And this one is a brand new one from, I'm pretty sure it was the US. So I did think of you, Steph, but then it's got a few, it is macadamia ricotta. I wonder what this chèvre is, whether that's really, yeah. So this looks like it's all vegan. So that's a good one for you, Steph. So they've got some actually really beautiful looking recipes in there. Doesn't that look amazing? So it's always worth, I feel, going in, having a bit of a look, and seeing what's new in the way of collections. You can also, it's also another way, you can just scroll down and see what else there is. There are 3 of these Cookidoos. They're 2021 collections. This one is the Australian one, and it's basically showing you the top 10 recipes, the most cooked recipes in Australia last year. And I would say that is a favourite in our house. I've certainly made that one. That's a goodie. That's a goodie. Make that all the time. And I have made that one once. But yeah, so that's Australia, but they're actually quite different. So if I then click into this one is the American one. So we all have different tastes, our different cultures and our different countries, but they have, there are their top cooked ones for cooked recipes in Cookidoo. All right, we've got blade cover and peeler basics there. There's a whole lot of different things. So you can just scroll down, have a look. Some of these recipes will be short, small collections, and some of them will be whole books. So plant to plate, just stick with Steph for a minute. 120 recipes. I'm sure she's all over this book anyway. It's been around for a while. And then you'll have other collections. So let's go. Happy Halloween has 12 recipes, but it's pretty good if you've got little kids. There's some great suggestions of things that you can make to spice up Halloween, so to speak. All right, sorry, my mouse is misbehaving a little bit. All right, so that's enough of collections. What I'm going to do is get rid of all my filters now. Oops. Mouse, behave yourself. Okay, so you'll see now I'm still in collections at the moment. There are now 5,360 collections, but as you can see, they're all in different languages. So that is why I tend to just stick with English, because I don't know what half of this means. All right, but we'll go into out of collections. Come on, mouse. And into, before I do that, there are also articles here. So, obviously in different languages now, but there are different articles better to see it in English, but there you go. You can read and learn about a few things. But we're going to recipes. At the moment, I've just got English as a filter. So this is basically how you start off in Australia with your filters. What I do, as I said, is I scroll down to the bottom here. I've got English there, and then I add my countries. So I've got Australia, I have the United Kingdom, and I have the United States. Those are my default countries. Okay, so I've got all of those sitting up there now. And then I can go back in here and I can go, okay, let's have a think. What would I like to make? Let's just have a quick look at side dishes. All right, so I've selected that from this big selection of different types of searches that you can do. So we've got starters and soups, pasta and rice dishes. I'll just talk about that one in a sec. Actually, there's one I will quickly show you. I'll take that off there. I thought this was really cool when I found this. So menus and more. If we have a look at that, we've got 32 recipes that are actually menus. So in this one, it's layered cooking, making you a soup, a main meal, and a dessert all at once. The same with this. There are some that you're going to have, you might have a soup, or you might have, this is the rice cooked with the other bits and pieces. But this one's got a soup, that one's got a soup. So it's just, and that's got a dessert as well as a main meal. So it's just a tab to worth have a look in and have a bit of a browse in there. I have actually made that one before, which is pretty cool. All right, we'll go get rid of menus and more. Go back in here. With the pasta and rice dishes, what I would just say with that, so we'll start with pasta and rice. And we're going down to the next filter. So we can put an ingredient in here. So if you're coming to the end of the week and you've got, say, a tired zucchini in there that needs to be used up, pop it in here. You can see my results have gone down to 18 now. You can tag. Now, the reason I'm mentioning pasta and rice is if you're gluten-free, if you actually tag gluten-free in here, you're going to lose almost all your recipes. Got 4 results and they will all be rice recipes. Okay, so my tip there is do not put gluten-free in there, because if you are gluten-free, you know how to substitute things. So if we look at these recipes, you could do zoodles, all right, or you could use a gluten-free pasta. With the lasagna, you could slice zucchini and put that in as your layers, and so on. There are so many ways that you know, if you tend to eat that way, there are lots of ways that you can adapt. All right, so we'll get rid of those and we'll get rid of my zucchini. We'll come back in here and choose another one. So let's go, we're going to go main dishes, fish. Okay. And for this one, I might say, let's go dairy-free. Whoops, dairy-free. Okay. You can look at difficulty. I don't worry too much about it, because when you've got a TM6 and you're cooking off the screen, you're basically following instructions. You can look at preparation time, which again, I don't tend to worry about. I don't worry about any of it, but I don't tend to be concerned about. I would look at time. So if I want a fish dinner on the table in 30 minutes, I would click that. I've got 27 results. I'm sure there are going to be prawns in there because that's always very quick. I might want 4 portions. Then I've got 20 results. Ratings. I need to start doing it, but I have to confess I've never rated a recipe. So I don't worry too much about that either. And then after that, you can go, if you've got a TM6, you can go TM6 only, but I don't worry about it because we can do anything with a TM6. If you've got a TM31, then you do need to be mindful of the size of the bowl, because it is smaller than the TM5 and the TM6 bowl. If you have a TM5, the volume of the bowl is not important. However, you don't have high heat and some of the other functions that the TM6 does. So you just need to be mindful when you check through recipes that you know, it's not using something that you don't have. So we'll have a look at the results. We've got 20 results. Yep, prawns, more prawns, fish. Anyway, there's some great things, and some of these look amazing. So I would have a look through all the recipes, all these 20 recipes, and I'd go, well, let's have a bit of a look at this one. Go and prawn curry. Okay, it takes 25 minutes. It's 4 portions. This is the bit about the recipe. There's no high heat in there because that's not showing up here. So you could make it in a TM31 or a TM5. Just be mindful of the volume. Down here, there are tips and tricks. If you're using cooked prawns, reduce your cooking time. Now, this is an interesting one. To make your own ginger paste, garlic paste, and tamarind paste, please refer to the recipes. Do not bother to make ginger paste. Do not bother to make garlic paste. Just use the same quantity. So if it says a teaspoon of ginger paste or a teaspoon of garlic paste, just use a teaspoon equivalent in size of ginger or garlic. There is no point in making the paste. We all did it when it all first came out, but never again. This gives us the nutritional content. So we've got our total calories for one portion, protein, carbs, fats. So it is a low carb, high fat recipe. And then I might say, well, actually, I really want to remember that one. So I'm going to add it to a collection. So I'm just going to create a collection just for ease, and I'm going to call it A. All right. I might also go, I want to add it to my week because it looks so delicious. I'm going to make that. It's a really easy meal. I might put it in for tomorrow night because it's not going to take long to make at all. And I'm going to add it to my shopping list. Okay. Then I would go back and I would look at the other fish dishes that are here. So with this salmon with the ginger sauce and spiced cashews, I might just look at it and go and add it to that collection, but I might want to have a bit of a read through. Again, there's no high heat, so you know it's fine for anyone. It's got again, it's a low carb, high fat one. It's telling you, you may need to cook it a bit longer, serve with rice if you want to, or noodles, or by itself. It looks amazing with all those veggies, I reckon. And then I might add that to that collection as well because I want to remember it. There it is. Okay. All right. So that's basically how you use the filters. And what I would do is go through, if I've created those filters, remember that was dairy free as well, then I would go through all the recipes there because I've bothered to make the selection and just have a look through and see what else I'd like to remember. All right. So that is basically that section there. Now I want to go and find those recipes that I've just saved. I come into my recipes. In your recipes, you have bookmarks, and I have 8 bookmarks. It's best not to have too many, but I actually haven't used this. This is there because I want to try it. But the cooked mayonnaise I use all the time. It's fantastic, never fail. We have this porridge for breakfast. You might have seen a post on my Facebook page. This is our Tuesday breakfast. We had this one this morning. I love the slow cooked chickpeas because I like to use the blade cover to cook my chickpeas, and vegetable stock paste. The ghee is amazing. I made that yesterday because we ran out of ghee, and immune boosting juice. You don't want to fill up your bookmarks because then you're going to have to search through a whole heap of them. All right. Then we go into created collections, and there is the collection I've just made. All right, so that's where you find that. I just have a few. We're making this actually on Thursday night at our next class. Irene's making this. That's going to show the high heat. So I'll just show you actually in here. It shows you, it says high temperature. So if that shows up in a recipe and you don't have a TM6, you can't make that recipe. All right. So yeah, I've just got a few recipes in here, which I know will only take 30 minutes to get on the table. That is amazing, that lentil bolognese. It's delicious. And that's a wonderful seafood. They're all favorites of mine, these in here. So so that's really cool. And you can have all sorts of things. Sorry, back in my creatives. Having tasted a lot of cocktails over lockdown, these are the best ones, in my opinion. So there's that. There's breads. We did a whole lot of stuff around Christmas, curries, finger foods, feeding a large family, the low carb, lunchbox ideas, main meals that are between 300 and 600 calories. That's because we do the fast 800. You can't use, there isn't a filter for that, but remember in each recipe, I don't want to look in here, but it does tell you how many calories it is. So that's what I did to actually create those collections. And a whole lot of immune boosting recipes here. We did our immune boosting class last week, which was which was great. And we've been eating this for dinner. It's delicious, really nice. Okay, so there's that. There's saved recipes. And in here, these are whole collections. So I don't know if you remember, I clicked on plant to plate before. So if I wanted to, I can save a whole collection there. And I've got a few put in here for Thursday night's class as well. I've also got a book in a basic cookbook in Chinese as well. All right. Now, also under created, oh, hang on, all, we've got created recipes. And this is where you can add your own recipes. Got to move everybody again. All right, this nut butter dip I uploaded from the recipe community. You can see how old it is. There's a TM 31 in there, and that's Michelle Moss, one of our team leaders. She made that nut butter dip. It's delicious. That's a salad that I actually converted. As a Thermix consultant, you have these various challenges, and I had to convert 3. And there's a few more bits and pieces I've got in here which I really like. But I'm just going to quickly show you a really simple one. So if I click on this symbol down here, I can either import a recipe from the recipe community, or I can create one. And I'm just going to really very quickly create it. Mango smoothie. All right, I have got a picture somewhere, but I'm not going to find it right at the minute. All right, so I can go add preparation time. I'm going to say that's probably 5 minutes. Oh, not hours. This is a quick breakfast, this one. Tomorrow morning's breakfast, actually. That's that. Total time, I'm going to say is 7 minutes, actually, because it's only 2 minutes of blending. Portion size is actually for 2. All right, and then I come down here and I add my ingredients. Okay, and I've got flesh of 1 mango chopped. Oh, then I've got the grated rind and juice of 1 orange. Oops. Orange. I have, what else do I have? I have 300 mils of, I actually normally use, just remind me I've got to make it, almond milk. I have 2 centimetre piece of ginger. I have 1 tablespoon of Greek yogurt. Whoops, better make that a capital. I have a pinch of cinnamon. I have a pinch of turmeric. And because I have turmeric, I need a pinch of black pepper, because you need that to actually make the most of the get the curcumin, which is the active part of the turmeric, out of the turmeric. It activates it, makes it work better. Okay, so my first step. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to weigh in my where's my almond milk? My almond milk. Okay, so that's in there, 300 mils of almond milk. And then I'm going to add all the rest of my ingredients, because I didn't have to weigh anything else. That's the only thing I weighed. So I thought I'd do that one first. Add all remaining ingredients. Yep. And then I'm going to put in here, I'm going to go 2 minutes, temperature's off. Select the speed, oh, hang on, select the speed. Where are you? Oh, down here. Sorry, it's a different beast when you're trying to miss the zoom bit at the bottom too. All right, so I'm gonna just blend it for 2 minutes on speed 10. and I'm going to confirm that. And at some point I would upload a picture. All right, but that's it. So there it is. The bits that are underlined, what that means is that when you have it on the screen of your TM6, the scales will come up. All right, and for here, it will actually allow you to, the screen will come up, your home screen will come up so that you can actually dial in the 2 minutes and the speed 10. All right, so I hope that sort of makes sense for creative recipes. And then I'm just going to go into my week. Remember we put in the go and curry and we put it into the shopping list as well. And I'm going to add in, these are some of the things we're making on Thursday, but I'm going to put in this recipe into my shopping list. And I'm going to add in this, which I'm going to make next week when we're away. And I go show ingredients. And now I just go down through here and I have a look. I've got brown sugar in the cupboard. I don't need to buy water. I've got jasmine rice. I've actually got prawns in the freezer. I've got lemons, chicken thigh fillets. They're as rare as hen's teeth at the moment. Need to look for those. I've got the oil. I would need to buy none of that. Sorry, I would buy all of that. I don't need the mustard seeds, the coriander, the cumin. I have no idea what this is because this is an Italian recipe, right? So I will look it up. But actually, I think it looks like, I reckon that's black pepper. What do you reckon? I think it's black pepper. And I think that's salt. Fennel seeds, I've got the garlic, as I said, I just use the fresh garlic, the coriander, cumin, turmeric. When you've had a thermix for a while, you tend to have most of these things in your cupboard. All right, but I would need to buy these, and I know that these are red peppers. And I'd have to Google translate that one. There we go. And then if I wanted to add something else, like I might go, you know, we've still got a few cherries there. Let's add the cherries. And then I can come back up here. I'll show you in a minute when I stop sharing on the screen of my phone and the app. But from here, if I want to, I can actually go in here and I can share it. So I can copy it to the clipboard and send it to someone in an email. Or if you've got, or you know, if you've got Messenger up, then you could put it in Messenger and send it to someone that way. Or you can come in here and you can order your ingredients. And it goes to Woolworths online. In a minute. You do need to have a Woolworths account, obviously, to be able to order. But you can do a click and collect, or you can order. If you don't like this ginger, I wouldn't have that anyway. I'd swap it out and just put some normal ginger in. But you can go in here, you can swap it, and you can have a look and, you know, select that one instead. Okay, so you can go down through all of this. I wonder what it said about that. Yes. All the Italian stuff wasn't matched. Surprise, surprise. But there you go. That's all you do. And then you add it to your Woolworths cart and Bob's your uncle. So that's really pretty simple. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to actually spotlight me a second and get up on my phone. So on my phone, there's my Cookidoo app just there. Click on my Cookidoo app. And at the bottom here, that is now matching exactly what I had, what I've just done in there. So what you saw on there is now on my phone. I take that to the shops. I click off the ingredients whilst I have when I've got them in my basket, and there we go. When I've got nothing left, I've done my shopping. All right. So Steph, you said you could translate the ingredients. So what I would actually do, yes, black pepper. What I would actually do is when I'm looking online using the website, you can just use Google Translate. And that recipe I am going to make. And what I'll do when it comes to that, I've got Google Translate on my phone. I will hold it in front of the recipe on the screen of the TM6, and that will translate everything for me. So I can just do it manually. Using that. Actually, I don't have to do it manually, just have to follow the instructions on here, but just dial it up on the TM6. So that's pretty easy. All right, now, were there any other questions in there? How do you transfer recipes from Bookmark to collections? Let's go in and try one, Vicky. I know you can absolutely transfer recipes. Hold on. Yeah. So I will go back into my recipes. I've got a bookmark. Let's do this and go. You can't. Oh, move recipe. Hang on. Let's see what happens with that. Yeah, there you go. Move recipe. So then you can add it to a collection there. The other thing I like about my week is that sometimes, you know, I might think, oh, well, I was going to make that, but actually maybe I'll make it another day. So I can actually then move it. I'll move it to Saturday. So you can move it around like that. And one other thing I totally forgot to show you in here, but I'm really excited about this one, is this is the view that I generally have, okay, in my week. If you click on this view, it's different, all right, as you can see. But what this does mean, so when we do classes, I generally send out an email and include the recipes that we had in the class. And if I've forgotten what they are, I can come into this view and I can go back and I can go, oh, that's what we did last week. So those are the recipes we did in the class last week. So that's a really great resource to have as well. So if there's something you've made and you're going, oh no, what was it? You can go back and you can check. And I think it goes back quite a way. So here we are. Yeah, going right back into last year. So there's something that you really liked. You can go back and find it. I'll pop it back like this because that's what I'm most used to. All right, now I've lost my stop share. Got all you guys in the way. Hold on. All right. Yeah, okay, yeah, Vicky. So it's actually a really good idea is to not have too many in Bookmark and create the collections. It's much more user-friendly doing it that way. All right, now, does anybody have any questions that you would like answered? Feel free to come off mute or post in the chat, or if you've got anything you want to add. Yes, go on, Steph.
The created recipes, they don't come up on the screen for TM5, just TM6, right?
Yeah, you got to upgrade, girl. No, but obviously you can, if you've got them in your Cookidoo and you've got your Cookidoo on your phone, you can do it that way.
Yeah.
But the technology of the Cook key is not such, you know, because it was created a while ago. It's not compatible. Yeah, sorry about that. Anything else anybody wants to ask? No, I'm just going to quickly show you. I'm going to share my screen again. I just want to quickly show you the offers that are coming up on Friday. Actually, I'll stop recording because not everybody needs to see.